Go. And go.
After the third go. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, after the third go. After the third go.
It needs the third go to actually work.
Wow. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. 3 goes and then I'm tapped. After that. I got to put the comments on.
Yeah, you need to put the comments on. Put the comments on.
Oh, man, I didn't save it right. Hold on. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Ah.
I'm just screwing it up tonight.
Left and right, left and right.
We need some like intermission music, like when you go to the drive-in.
Oh, yeah. Get your popcorn.
Let's all go to the lobby. I love those. Let's all go to the lobby.
I love what
you got the little drink walking.
In modern times, how they're like, oh, these pop stars are influencing our kids to do stuff in blah blah blah, and then back then straight up like, let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah.
Let's all go spend some money.
Like you can see it in your head. You can see the little drink with the straw.
Yeah.
What's he walking with? I don't remember. Isn't there like a hot dog?
And a bag of popcorn.
And a bag of popcorn. And they're all just like,
oh, boy.
Our life's about to end because people are going to eat us. But we're happy. We are so happy.
Did you put the chat on? I just have private chat.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I have no
Comments are on. Do you want to, oh, you can't. Never mind. I was going to say, do you want to bring it up on my tablet?
No.
Hello.
Usually it has it on the side of mine, on my stream. It doesn't.
Hi, Tristan, my sister. Hi, Judith. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for joining us, guys. If you are not seeing all the comments.
I'm not seeing any comments.
Well, that's because you're weird.
Okay.
Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give permission.
Hey, Burl, thanks for joining us.
Hello. Hi, Kelly. Kelly, my sisters. You posted some necklaces earlier that I'm just like, oh.
I did?
Yeah, you posted necklaces. Are you serious right now? Do you sell paparazzi?
What is paparazzi?
I can't even with you tonight. It's jewelry. It's jewelry.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what jewelry is?
I know what jewelry is, but what's paparazzi jewelry?
It's like the brand. Kelly, would you? Because he's stupid.
Wow, a little excessive.
Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining us, babe. We're going to get down on some haunted Hollywood sign discussion tonight. I don't even want to hear it with you. You've already tapped every inch of niceness that I have today.
I don't know how I would have done that since your script was so short this week. What? Yeah, no, I have to do that. Oh, the mic for the stream is muted, but they can hear me through my interface.
Bear with us, guys. We have a third member of our podcast is going to be added here within the next couple weeks. So we're just he's sitting in the background tonight. Hello. He's the phantom voice. We should have had Gage on sound effects. I've been saying forever that we need a soundboard.
No, we don't.
Shut up.
We don't need
Shut it. Zip it, Betty.
Too many people have soundboards.
I don't care.
We need more.
By God, if I want something, we're gonna have it.
We need more sound equipment.
Soundboard make it sound cheesy.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound cheesy.
Yes, it does.
Do you guys think sound effects make it cheesy? Because I think they're pretty damn cool.
Hey, I'm gonna tell a joke. Punchline. Did it, dude? Yeah. No, Kelly, no. You and your paparazzi. Go. No, we're not doing this.
You don't tell Kelly no.
No.
You don't tell Miss Kelly
we're not
no.
Doing it. Anyway. All right. So
hi, Kathy.
Are we gonna jump into it this week, or what are we doing? How long is this pre-show gonna be?
Until you say something. That's the whole point of pre-show. It's supposed to be witty banter. Than our intro video, but I have not heard one iota of witty banter from you.
Because you don't.
All I've heard literally is whine and complain.
What do you want?
That's
what do you
all
want?
that I have heard.
Give me.
You have knocked my story for this week. You have attacked me personally, and I'm not going to deal with you today. I'm not. Say that right there.
What was that?
I squished your head, and that's a big ass head.
Oh, I got something in my ears, my earlobes.
See, right. Kathy says we women get what we want.
When did she say that?
She just did. When did she say that?
I see. Yeah, hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Where did she post that?
It's right on the screen.
I don't have that feature. Remember?
It don't show up on your screen?
No, it's not doing it this week. I just see private chat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're screwed, man.
Yes.
How is it not showing up on your screen?
Well, see how like normally it like shows up on the screen?
Yeah.
It's not now.
Well, but it should. Okay, but it should.
Imagine as if they were there, and then just
Oh
think
my
of the exact
God.
opposite.
Oh
of
my
that.
God.
And that's what's happening.
I'm gonna attack you on air. I'm just gonna like literally jump up and I'm gonna spider monkey you and just
I know how old you are. There's no jumping anywhere.
if I do it, my
There's
God.
no jumping anywhere.
Wouldn't that be funny, you guys? Like, who wants to see it? Who wants to see it? Because wouldn't that be hysterical if I just like slow motion like Bruce Lee did across the.
No. You think about that thought too much, and you're gonna throw a hip. Ain't gonna happen.
I don't have to take this abuse much longer. All right, since you don't have, I don't even
Hey, Gary.
know. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Nice seeing you in here, Gary.
Since you don't have any witty banter.
What do you want? Witty banter having to? What is the subject of witty banter to which you would like me to riff?
I don't know. Riff.
I don't know.
Wiki.
All right, for everybody in the pre-show, we know what's going on in the real world right now. We're choosing not to address it because you are being bombarded with it at every other avenue. So for our show this week,
We ain't gonna talk about it.
we are choosing to actively avoid it. For everybody that's in the pre-show who tends to hang out every week, we would appreciate it if you would avoid it as well.
Don't
If we have
even
some
say
people-
the C word. Don't even say it.
If we have some people that jump in that aren't here every week and they decide to bring it up, fine.
I don't have a tissue.
But doing this for our own entertainment purposes and thus sharing it in the fashion we do via this podcast and this live video, it is still for entertainment purposes. And we would not be entertaining you if we would be bringing you down by still stating all the crap that's going on. So we acknowledge it, but we are actively avoiding speaking of it because if you would like to speak about it, go somewhere else because we're not.
So, in other words, just go wash your hands, sit down, and we're going to discuss the haunted Hollywood sign this week.
Haunted Hollywood sign.
Here we go.
Thank you. You left me hanging.
Did you do it? Did you do it yet? Now? Okay,
So
now.
we're gonna have to keep going a little bit because last week your music came up in the interface. I actually heard it, and it was offset.
Holly says, Alex, you are very echoey.
I'm echoey, really? Why am I echoey? I don't hear it.
Kathy goes, so we can talk about him without him seeing.
I don't hear the echo myself.
Yes, we sure can.
Where are you seeing these? I don't see these comments. I'm
Not seeing
seeing
them on comments. I don't know, man. I don't
seeing them on
know.
pages either. Okay, well,
Lucas says, how many likes to Spider Monkey Alex Romero?
100.
100.
Straight
100.
Yeah. Pass that around.
Hi, Kathy.
Pass it around. I can't see who's all in. Okay, so anyway,
Hi, Tara.
here we are
Hi,
for this
Cupcake.
week. Here we are for this week, the Haunted Hollywood sign, and we're going to talk about it. And I just gave you a bunch of crap
What?
before the episode because it was extremely.
Yeah,
short
okay,
story.
okay. Yeah, it is short.
Yeah.
But I love this story. Why?
Hey,
Why?
Gail, thanks for joining us. Gail.
Because I love vintage Hollywood, old Hollywood movies, actors, actresses. It's an obsession.
In all
It's an
fairness,
obsession.
for the audio listeners who are listening to this live during our Tuesday release, it is a short story. You sat through, which I haven't edited yet. I'm going to imagine it's probably about 6 minutes worth of narration. Rightfully, probably could have been coupled with some other things.
I didn't think about that.
But
I
other
could've.
people
Yeah.
who operate this podcast with me decided not to bring up the fact that it's kind of a short story until we got done with it. And I ended the Google Doc. And I'm like, oh, click. Oh, 3 pages? Oh, okay.
It
that
was
makes sense.
5.
Oh, it was 5.
It was 5.
Well, one of it's the intro, and then there's a bunch of other garbage in there too. So I don't even know. I don't even know the quality of this podcast anymore. I don't take-
No.
I'm not taking full responsibility.
Our criteria has really decreased. So, but
It's because it's not my week to write. So you're welcome, everybody. Blame the other half of this podcast.
wow.
I'm just saying. Last week's
I
episode,
thought it was pretty good. I
Hey,
was like,
comment right now for
and
me.
a girl,
Comment right
you
now
did
for
a
me.
good job this week.
Who all liked last week's episode? Just say yes, say whatever. put your favorite cryptid from last week's episode in the comments.
My favorite part was your maniacal laughter. I'm not gonna lie, like that was my favorite part.
Hopefully that wasn't echoey. I had edited it wasn't echoey, so it was pretty.
Yeah, Kelly says just double or triple space. Problem solved, right? You increase that font size up a little bit, bam, you got 8 pages.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work the same way for audio editing, Kelly. I'm just saying.
Tristan says, so we have a mini podcast this week?
Yes.
Well,
We can bullshit. With
okay, come on. No, but this is an awesome story, though. It's sad. It's sad.
All right, do you want to get into it?
Let's get into
Do
it.
you want to lead or do you want me to lead?
You can go ahead. Go.
Okay, so this week we're talking about the haunted
Japan,
Hollywood sign. And if you don't know what we're talking about, if you are one of our overseas listeners, I'd still be surprised if you have never heard of it before. But in Los Angeles, California, everyone usually thinks of Hollywood as being Los Angeles. And in fact, the city is called Los Angeles, and it has its suburbs, of which Hollywood, I believe, is one of them. Regardless, there is a large Hollywood sign in the Hollywood Hills. So most people, when they come to America and they want to see New York and they want to see everything else, surprisingly, I found, and tell me if this makes any sense, of most people I've talked to at least a few people from the United Kingdom across my years of gaming and everything else that I do online, that they know, for some reason, they know Kansas. Is this something I don't know about? Wizard of Oz. Oh, Wizard of Oz. Okay, well, I guess that kind of makes sense. So they know New York, they know Kansas, and then they know Hollywood, right? So it makes kind of sense. It makes a little bit more sense now, or at least they know Kansas. So if you go to Los Angeles and you want to visit the Hollywood sign, it's a very large sign. Do we have specifics on how tall it is?
It is 44 feet of gleaming white nostalgia.
Oh, you wrote that. That's right. We just read that. Oh, but then there's a canyon right below it.
Yeah.
So how do you know how deep the canyon is?
I don't, but like if you look in well, you can't look, obviously.
Okay.
But if you look in our backdrop to this discussion
No,
video.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see
Okay, can you see that? Oh yeah. See, look on the backdrop. You can, like it's really far up there.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
it's size.
Yeah.
But there's a park kind of surrounding it,
Griffin Park.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can just walk around like hiking trails and stuff like that. I follow Kevin Smith on Instagram. I think he's been walking since his heart attack. He's been walking a lot. I believe he goes there. So again, I'm going to reiterate this for the international crowd because most of our local listeners know we are not from California. In fact, we are on the opposite side of the continent from California. Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Did you for real?
I thought about it.
Just do that.
I felt it and I thought about it. Hey, why don't you not do that? And my body did not react the same as I did. So it took its own course of action. So we're on the exact opposite part of the continent as California. And I've been to San Diego, but I've never been to Los Angeles. And I think San Diego is like 100 miles south of Los Angeles. I'm guessing.
I think, something like that. I think so.
I'm guessing. Don't quote me. I'm guessing on that one. So I know where I was. I know where I was going with that. So that's where I was going. If we don't know the specifics on the ins and outs of the surroundings, that's why. We could probably Google Earth it, but we've never personally been there. So we are nearly the same boat as most people. So Holly says she's been there. It's pretty cool. It's actually dingy. Yes, it will be. And if you need more reference, please reference Ali Crew and most of their albums because they talk about what is it? East LA at midnight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not great. Anyway, so Tinseltown is not what it used to be. I believe it's not the greatest part. I don't mean to talk bad to anybody who's from California. I think we do have quite a few Californian listeners. Not talking bad about it, but that's what I've heard too. Regardless, it's still an icon. So we have this huge sign that just says Hollywood. Okay. It used to say Hollywood Land, and it wasn't until, was it 1940? 1949?
Yeah, it was 1949.
Where they actually just snipped off the land.
Yeah.
Just took it
Like,
down.
land, we've had enough of you.
Yeah,
You're out of here.
No, we don't need it anymore. So now it's just Hollywood. And the point of our story today is actually focused around one lady. And the lady would play into the Hollywood signs history.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get down to it. So our lady, the name of our lady, if I could find it here, Lillian Millicent Entwistle.
Entwistle.
Which I believe was of Welsh descent. No, she was born in Wales. She was straight up Welsh.
Yeah, she was born in Wales.
1908.
Yeah.
So she was born in Wales, 1908, and she ended up immigrating.
Well, she was affectionately known as Peg.
She's not a goose.
She's not a goose.
She didn't go back to Wales every winter.
She didn't just
She immigrated to the United States. Why are you laughing?
Go back to Wales.
She's like, calm down.
The annual migration of Walesians. I don't know. Walesians.
The Welsh.
The Welsh.
The Welsh.
Yeah.
Don't you know that they come here every summer just to go back to Wales?
Silly goose.
Jeez.
Okay.
Anyway, so her family immigrated here to, was it New York starting out? No, Ohio.
No, Ohio. Well,
No.
her father, her mother, I'm guessing her mother died, because it goes into reports about her father, Robert, and her uncle Harold, as well as Harold's wife, Janet Ross, were all actors. But anyway, so she goes and lives, her father and her stepmother die. And it tells like how the father died, and it was kind of weird and creepy. But it doesn't tell how the stepmother died. But anyway, so Peg, along with two of her half brothers, are sent to Ohio to live with an aunt and an uncle.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, in Ohio. And then they doesn't really say, they lived there for a little while, and then the whole family kind of uprooted and decided they were moving to California.
Yes, they probably should. Same.
It's kind of reminds me of like an episode of the Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah. And so they headed to Beverly Hills. They headed to Hollywood. They headed to Hollywood. But Peg had always had dreams of being an actress. Like I said, her father was an actor, her uncle Harold's wife. So she totally had acting in her blood. So yeah. So yeah.
Oh, we lost you.
So their house, the aunt and uncle's house, is, I'm trying to see, I don't remember, Beechwood Drive, located on Beechwood Drive, which is in the Hollywood Hills below the Hollywood sign.
Okay.
Had a cough there. So, so she spent a couple years growing up there, seeing this Hollywood sign, hoping and aspiring to make it big. And so that's kind of what she goes off and tries to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she does do it.
Well, now
basically. Sorry.
First, though, she gets accepted to a theater company in Boston.
She does.
So they immigrate to Ohio, then they move out to California, and then she's accepted to a theater company literally in Boston. So does she go?
She goes on her own.
East Coast.
Yeah, she goes out. She trains at the theater company.
Okay.
And then she actually gets in on Broadway.
Which is not in Boston, though.
No. She goes to New York City, and she becomes part of the New York Theater Guild.
Okay.
And so she is performing on Broadway, and she actually does quite well.
I feel like you're skipping a lot, though. Are you skipping some? Are you going off the? I'm confused.
No, I'm going off the script.
Okay, what about the Wild Duck shoes and the rave reviews of the Wild Duck?
That's where I was at.
That's still in Boston. That's before she goes to Broadway, right?
Oh, I guess yeah, it was. My bad.
Really?
My bad. Shut up.
Why am I even here?
Okay, so while she's in Boston, she does go on and receives rave reviews.
All the alliteration.
From her performance of Hedwig.
Hedwig.
In, okay, you say it, because I'm going to screw it up. In Heinrich Ibsen's.
I don't know, you researched
The Wild Duck.
Wow, I can be better at this than you.
And, this is cool, too, that she, like I said, she received rave reviews, but she was so convincing in her role that a younger Betty Davis credited her with kind of being the role model for her own future acting career. Mm-hmm. So many years later, she's like, yeah, Peg Entwistle.
And then now we move to Broadway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which was in 1927.
Okay.
So we're in 1927 now. And by all accounts, this seems to be the year for Peg, right? Because she is performing on Broadway in a role in the show Tommy. And she gets involved with a fellow actor named Robert Keith. And so they have this little whirlwind.
Now, was he big in the movies or just Broadway? Because I think he did. Robert Keith.
No, he did some bit parts. Not too well known.
Okay.
Not really too well known.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no. So they kind of have this whirlwind romance, and bibbity bobbity boo, they run off and they get married.
What exactly does bibbidi bobbidi boo entail?
Right quick and in a hurry.
Oh, I thought there was much more to that.
Bibbity bobbity boo.
Okay.
I don't even know.
Okay.
And they just, we're in love, let's get married. And
there was a very dark caveat to this, correct?
Yeah, because it didn't take long for Peg to kind of put two and two together. And she finds out because she has the police coming to her door and they're saying, hey, that little husband of yours, he owes alimony and child support because he's married and he just dumped him. And so she's like, what? And just to kind of add insult to injury here, he's a big drinker.
What a douche.
Yeah, he gets all looped up and beats the crap out of her.
I feel like this is like par for the course for 1920. Like, am I wrong? I don't
know. No. I mean, yeah, that did happen quite a bit.
Throw all people from 1920s who are of marrying age.
You're a woman beater.
I kind of feel like it was like a prerequisite for marriage. I mean, maybe just my modern thought on turn of the century. Marriage is just. You just gotta beat them, like.
Yeah, you just gotta beat them.
I don't agree with
well,
it.
Even look, I've seen like ads, like newspaper ads from the 50s, where they're like, you gotta keep your men, you gotta keep your wife in line.
From the 50s?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Or you gotta smack her around a little bit. Don't marry a woman bigger than you, boys.
Oh
Yeah.
I cannot agree with how things were done in the past. Okay.
Now I can just imagine Daryl hearing this and coming in and being like, you know what? Some things are going to change around this house.
What? Oh, he's like adjusting his belt like, what was it?
You're right, Daryl. You're about to get smacked down.
The motivational speaker.
Get out there and make me a sandwich. I ain't playing with you no more.
Talking about Chris Farley's motivational speaker. He's like, sit there. I hear you're like, listen, what does it say? I hear you like your poetry. Write your poetry.
Yeah.
I hear you haven't been using your paper for poetry writing. You've been using it to roll doobies.
All right, Oscar, you're going to get evicted from the podcast, man. You're going to get evicted from the podcast.
Oh, Oscar's at it again.
Bye, Oscar.
So she finds this out about her husband. He's leading kind of a double life.
Yeah, the cops are coming and
he's not even paying alimony.
He's not even paying, and he wouldn't hold a job.
Now, here's the question, though. Like, in order to have to pay child support alimony, like, don't you have to be divorced?
Do I look like I'm an attorney? What about me says I can answer all of your legal questions? I don't know. This is the 30s. I don't know. It's not even the 30s. It's 1927. I don't know what the laws are in 1927.
Logically, today, is that how that works?
Depends on where you're at. I guess. I don't know.
I'm just digging in. I'm just trying to dig a well that's not going to happen.
But anyway, so she's surrounded by all of this drama thanks to her bigamist husband here.
Okay.
And like it's so bad that the New York Theater Guild says, you know what, we're not gonna ask you back next season.
Yeah.
Because you just got too much
even the
stuff going on.
Even in the same year,
with
they filed for divorce.
Same year, filed for divorce.
Okay, so then he's not still married. He was married.
He was married. Now he's gonna get divorced twice, like all together. Bam, bam.
Okay, so she doesn't get called back from.
Doesn't get called, but yeah.
So what happens? What happens to Miss Entwistle from here on out?
Well, she kind of like puts her big girl panties on, and she's like, "Not today." And so she keeps doing her thing. She keeps plugging away at it, and she does get some small movie roles in different productions that were going on across the country. She starred with Humphrey Bogart. We all know who Humphrey Bogart is. And Billy Burke. Do you know who Billy Burke is?
I have no idea.
She's an actress.
No.
She was Glinda the Good Witch in The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's Billy Burke. But anyway, so she received rave.
Why are you trying to talk to me?
I don't even know. She received rave reviews for her performance alongside of them in The Mad Hopes. And RKO Pictures, one of the big giants out there, soon stood up and took notice.
Now, was RKO, did they have influence or affiliation with Disney?
I don't think so.
The older Disney movies like Peter Pan.
Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they did.
And I think like Alice in Wonderland when you first start that movie up, but I think it was like RKO Radio.
Well, because I'm thinking of what was that? Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, but that was
that
back,
cartoon.
That
yeah.
was back in the 30s.
Yeah, but I mean that was Disney, but
yeah,
didn't that have on it RKO?
I've never watched a Steamboat Willie, but I think like if you watch Dumbo, and that was 1943, World War II, because it tanked. I think no, it was one before that. Whatever was it, Pinocchio that tanked because of World War I or World War II? I'm sorry, and then they came out with Dumbo to try to help because that's when they started implementing a cheaper way to animate it. As in, like the backgrounds and stuff like that were not as in depth. So, like with if you all remember Dumbo, I'm going off on a tangent. If you remember the movie Dumbo, there's one scene when they're loading up the train at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And he goes,
oh yeah.
Going down the track, right? And right before they load in, while they're loading all the animals, are you laughing at my condition? They're loading up the train, they have like that. It's not panoramic, but the zoomed out view, and all the different little nuances are not there because they're trying to save on the money. So I believe at least with Dumbo, and then the 1950s was Peter Pan, and I think the 60s or late 50s was Alice in Wonderland. At least all three of those start up with RKO. I thought it was radio, but that you can't have RKO Radio and RKO Studios not be.
All right, you're out of here, man.
So that's interesting. Sorry. So
say goodbye to Oscar.
Bye, Oscar. I was just trying to make the connection with RKO because it sounds like that. So
yeah, I think I want to say it did. Yeah.
So being an aspiring actress and getting effectively, blacklisted by RKO, I mean, right?
Well,
not good.
No, not good. And so she wasn't kind of on top for very long. She actually had the lead role in the movie Bill of Divorcement, but she lost out on that to Katharine Hepburn. And then she got cast in a thriller called The 13th Women. Yeah, 13th Women. And she did a great performance, but back in that time, you had all of the censorship going on. So unfortunately, a lot of her performance in the film ended up on the cutting room floor. And because of that, RKO was like, we don't really need you. Yeah. So they ended up not renewing her contract.
Yeah.
So, now poor Peg, like I can't even imagine, but so she's been jilted by the man she loved, and now she doesn't even have a job.
Yes.
So understandably, she's depressed. She's alone. Betrayed. Mm-hmm. Cold. Hungry. No, I don't know.
So she start getting serious because this is not funny.
No, it isn't. It's really sad. So she decides, you know what? I'm just going to go back to my aunt and uncle's house in Hollywood Hills on Beechwood Drive. And so she goes back there, and she's just trying to get her life together, but she's not really getting her life together. She's
climbing right into a bottle.
Yeah, she's drowning her woes in alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And so one night she tells her family, I'm just going to go for a walk. This is in the evening.
Yeah.
Just going to go for a walk. I'm going to clear my head. And, reports are kind of fuzzy. Some reports say that she had been drinking that evening. Other reports say she hadn't. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't change anything. And that's the last time that anybody sees Peg.
September 16th, 1932.
Alive. Yeah. So they find her body 2 days later. A woman who is walking the trail in Griffin Park sees a woman's jacket laying on the ground. It's all neatly folded, and there's a purse next to it. So she starts looking around, and she sees in the canyon down below her, she sees a woman's body. So she goes to the police station. She takes the stuff with her, which I was like, why would you take it? Wouldn't you just call the police and have them come there? Now you've messed up evidence. But I mean, she wasn't murdered. So, but, so the police check everything out, and they identify Peg because, of course, her family reports her missing. But inside of the purse, they find a suicide note. And do you want to read what the note says?
Yep. The note read, "I am afraid I'm a coward. I'm sorry for everything. If I had done this a long time ago, it would have saved a lot of pain. P.E.
Yeah.
So not great to read.
No, and they had determined that she did in fact commit suicide, and that she used a workman's ladder that was on the H and climbed up and plunged 44 feet down the canyon to her death.
So that's the starting point for the actual story that we'll be covering today, which again, excuse me, is relatively short. I'm going to jump in, by the way. So the newspapers ran stories of the aspiring and failed actress when in actuality she wasn't failed, still aspiring, and unless you get to the point of actual, of pure stardom. I mean, she was working her way up. She
had found success.
She hit some speed bumps,
both Broadway and on film.
But that wouldn't have been the end of it. But having this perfect storm, this culmination of life tragedies, she decided it better to end it all. So there have been numerous reports of ghostly happenings around the Hollywood sign, and a lot of them are attributed to Miss and Whistle. In 1990, a couple hiking on the trail in that Griffin Park said that they had seen a blonde woman dressed in circa 1930s outfit, an 1930s outfit.
Yeah.
And she vanished right before
there
eyes.
There are actually quite a few reports. And these reports have never stopped.
Yeah. Tara says evidence processing wasn't quite the same as it is now. So with a demur, what does that mean? Demur? They even start DNA testing. So I guess, but with a suicide note and everything, I mean, especially back in the 1930s, very much pre-serial killer and stuff like that. I mean, it seemed pretty straightforward. So why really carry on? I'd imagine would have been a mentality of.
Lexi says they distributed RKO distributed shorts.
Oh, okay.
For Disney.
Oh, there you go. And then I would imagine too they took a big part since it's the first scene in most of those movies. I'm sorry, I cannot see any of these comments this week. I just have a private chat box and I don't have an option for.
And Kelly says, yes, Steamboat Willie too, the first WD production.
Yeah, Walt Disney production. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You kind of skipped over this. I just don't want to forget to say it.
Oh,
but
sorry.
In an ironic twist of events.
I did miss this. Sorry.
Yeah. I think it was postmark the day that she went missing, that Peg went missing. But a letter arrived at the home of her family, and it was an offer to for the lead role in an upcoming Broadway play. And in the end of that play, the character commits suicide. So eerie, very eerie.
More than one.
Yeah.
That if she would have waited, she would have got another offer anyway. So she had work to do. On top of that, the next spot she would have gotten would have ended with her committing suicide in an actor portrayal. Yeah. Setting. So
so like super creepy there.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, but there were all kinds of like I said, since she untimely took her own life, there have been almost continuous sightings of a woman dressed in circa 1930s clothing.
Mm-hmm. Also, the scent
in that area. Yes. The scent of gardenias, which reportedly was Peg's favorite perfume.
Yep.
And all of these things have been reported by, people walking Griffin Park, walking the trails, but also by the park rangers there.
Yep.
They're like, the
people that tend to spend the most time actively in the area say that this is kind of.
Yeah, there have been all kinds of accounts where they're like, that they will have the did you want?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They even set up motion detectors and alarm systems and automatic lights and all this stuff because they were having a problem with vandals and people trespassing.
It tends to happen a lot there.
Yeah. And another reason probably too is they already had one person commit suicide by jumping off. They probably didn't
it's kind
want
of a known spot for suicide. So to be honest with you,
I'm
not sure. I can't verify that, but I think I've heard that before that people tend to do that there.
Yeah.
So to have this story in particular, kind of pinned on this particular individual, at least for us doing the story.
Yeah.
I'd probably add in the caveat that I think that's true. I think more than a few people have committed suicide here or have died because I think there's actually like a mafia tie to this somehow that that the mafia in the area will take them out to Griffin Park and either kill them or
Whack
dispose
'em.
of bodies. Yeah, I think they find stuff quite often around the area. So it's not totally unreasonable that if you're in the paranormal mindset to have active spirits, or however you want, if you want the, I think there's different theories on how exactly a haunting happens or spirits tend to stay. But this wouldn't be unreasonable for this to be happening. We just try to focus on at least the one story that we can for sure tell. And so with this one, I want to add in too, that's why I stopped earlier, that the sightings often occur on foggy nights.
Yeah, according to the park rangers.
So if I'm going to put my thinking cap on, do you think that the foggy nights have anything to do with, you think there could be any misinterpretation or misidentification of a spirit having to do with on a foggy night?
Well, I don't know really. I mean, to if it were just, okay, I see something weird, sure, you could maybe, what is that called? Pareidolia?
Yeah. Pareidolia?
Yeah, you could have something like that happen. But to have such detail that you can see, okay, it was a woman dressed in 1930s clothing.
Yeah.
You know, that's a little bit of a stretch. Yeah. But, you know, a lot of, let me backtrack here. The couple in the 90s apparently did not know anything about this story, didn't know anything about her. And they reported seeing a ghost in 1930s clothing.
Okay. So
but
without having any preconceived notions.
Yeah. But, you know, even the park rangers said that, you know, even with all this fancy dancy equipment, you know, they see something showing up on the cameras. So they drive down there to check it out, and there's nothing there.
Yeah. No, but how far away?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
So is there a possibility they'll be actually seeing someone there who happens to get away from the scene before they get there? I'm just poking.
I don't know how far. I don't know how far apart that is. And the rangers had also said that, like you'll just be walking along, even in wintertime. Like you can go out there in wintertime when there's no flowers or nothing in bloom, and you can smell gardenias.
Huh. That happens in the wintertime out there? Because this is still Southern California.
Well, I don't know. They said even in wintertime.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's what it says, even in wintertime.
Why do you give me that look?
Well, I think in Southern California.
Yeah.
I don't know if it does. I don't know.
Obviously, there's no snow unless you're like in the mountains.
But they are. It's on Mount Lee.
Yeah, but this isn't like the active mountains where you get actual snowfall. I don't think this is that kind of mountain.
I don't think so, but I don't know.
Because there's tons of.
I'm just telling you what the article said, man.
If you're in,
I didn't write it. If I wrote it,
no, but you could research it better. I mean,
it'd be 5 pages.
Oh, that happens. If you're in downtown Tucson, I believe is it I-10 or I-9? We did have Miss Tina Ochoa in here. She could probably verify. I don't think she's in the chat anymore. But if you're in downtown Tucson, Arizona, they have eight.
Well, here Myrtle is in here. Myrtle says she lives very close to Griffin Park. She said it is very large.
But is it actually?
Oh, and she says gardenias bloom all year long.
Oh.
So.
Oh, poor research. Oh.
It's what it said in the article, man. I don't know. She says, I have never seen snow in Griffin Park. Every time I say Griffin Park, you know what I think of?
What?
It's not a park, but American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
Griffin, the one that gets killed.
Yeah.
So every time I say it, it's like Flash.
Yeah.
American Werewolf.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Okay.
So yeah, there are some mountains that are not of a high enough altitude to actually get snow.
Mount Lemon in Arizona.
If you're in downtown Arizona, there's a mountain which is along.
Or a mountain. Yeah, I said Mount Lemon.
You're killing me right
Sorry,
now.
man.
You're killing me. If you're in downtown Tucson, Arizona, there's a mountain which is just outside of, I believe, the crater that's there from I think a meteor strike or something. I think it was a long time ago, and it's of just like a small mountain where they have like the University of Arizona's A up there. It's considered a mountain, but it's not one of the higher mountains that most people usually think of. Outside of Tucson, they actually have a little range of mountains there, and the highest, I think, I don't know if it's the highest one, but the most known is Mount Lemon.
Yeah.
And it will get snow up there. It's a totally changed atmosphere when you go from downtown Tucson, which is more arid desert, up to Mount Lemon, which is like alpine and evergreen.
It's crazy.
So we've already had it now. We've already had the confirmation that Griffin Park is not like this.
It's actually called Sentinel Peak.
Oh, a mountain, Centennial Peak, yeah. Or Sentinel Peak, I'm sorry. I thank you for that. But Griffin Park, I think, is along the lines of that. It's not an actual mountain range that receives different precipitation types. It's right along with everybody else.
Yeah.
So now we got the double backing of, who was it again? You said someone let us know about gardenias all around.
Oh, Myrtle.
Thank you,
Myrtle. I think
for
it
that.
was Myrtle.
Who said gardenias do bloom
Yeah,
all year round.
Myrtle.
So this could be.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Holly
pressing it.
said something too. Hold on here. Holly said it gets cooler, but no snow.
Okay, see, and so that's another possible
Hold
thing.
on here. I don't know if you can see this.
I can see that when you posted it.
Oh, okay. Myrtle says Griffin Park has large hills. It separates Hollywood from San Fernando Valley.
Perfect, Myrtle.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you, Myrtle.
Thank you. So yeah, it's not like an active mountain range like the Rockies or the Appalachians, the Adirondacks. It's not like that. So, but it is definitely a border between two areas. So, does that point out the obvious? I guess so.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
that's okay.
I digress. Do we have anything else for today? Because I believe that's pretty close to being it. So, let's like recap here. We got Miss Entwistle, who commits suicide after a seemingly promising life, but
I know, yeah.
She doesn't know how to deal with it, so she crawls into a bottle, tries to deal with it, and then commits suicide atop the H. Well, actually, at the bottom of the H. It's not the fall that kills you; it's the sudden stop at the end. And then now we have all this activity, which again, like I said, I'm pretty sure
it's not the fall that kills you; it's the sudden stop at the end.
So I'm pretty sure that, like I said, it's also they find weird things out there all the time. I think I heard a story one time they found like a random foot. So it's not
really.
I think so.
Oh my god.
So there's other things at play here that kind of make this like a why wouldn't it be?
I've read before. So, I mean, not in these articles, but just like here and there through different articles in the past, I have read that just that area in general is just, it has a creepy.
Now, do we have any idea,
energy vibe to it?
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to come outside my comfort zone too. Is there anything with ley lines? Is there anything like,
I don't know.
Is there anything that's known? Because I know like Sedona, Arizona is kind of known for its vibe and how like a lot of people think there's like active dimensional portals or something there. Is there any talk of this there in that area? That you know of?
Well, I do know on the California coast, but see, we're kind of getting into conspiracy theory here.
That's fine.
But on the California coast, and I'm trying to remember where it is. I'm trying to remember where it is on the California coast. That many believe there is an underwater.
Oh, you're on that direction. Okay.
Alien base.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah. Touch on it. Let's go back.
Again, there are a lot of Bigfoot sightings
near
LA. In California in general.
But we have to remember.
Granted, normally Northern California.
Yes, and we have
Oregon, Washington State, but still California.
From non-Californians, California is a very diverse state. If you automatically think of California, if you're not from California, your mind usually goes to like LA,
Winchester House, things like that.
No, I'm not talking about specific incidences, but like you think of LA, you think of Southern California. You don't. You don't think of Eastern California, which has a very impressive mountain range, the Sierras that go by there, and you usually don't think of Northern California, which is more alpine, more Oregon-esque.
Yeah.
It
has more wilderness areas.
In my mind, Little Oregon. So it's not as we can't say that we can't lump in all these different sightings into an urban metropolis like Los Angeles. When we bring up Bigfoot and stuff.
And here, Myrtle says, hold on, let me click on it here. Myrtle says, I haven't heard of Griffith Park portals, but she has heard of off the coast near Malibu.
That's one you brought up.
Yeah, there's an underwater UFO base.
Yep. So, but this is okay. Thank you, Myrtle, for that. This is kind of going more towards like extraterrestrial-ish, conspiracy-ish. So it's nothing paranormal as in like spiritual and stuff like that. Holly says, I think near San Fran it does. I get feeling there's especially Alcatraz.
Oh, I would love to go to Alcatraz.
And that's a good case in point. That's a good case in point, Holly. San Francisco is quite far away from Los Angeles. In fact, from what I understand, San Francisco tends to have at least a little more weather-wise closer to us. I don't think they get snow as often as we do, but it's a little more equatable as opposed to being the light balmy. What is the average temperature of Los Angeles? Isn't it like 60 degrees?
Is it for real?
I think it's like 60 or 70 degrees average temperature year round. So when we talk about it gets cool and it gets cold, if you've ever been to a desert will get cold. If you go there at night, the temperature just drops and it will get absolutely cold. But in reality, like if you're there and you're used to 80s and 90s and it drops to 60, you're putting on a jacket.
Yeah.
So if you're not used to that kind of thing in Ohio, it's not out of the ordinary from anywhere from October to March to have negative temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of accustomed to that. What was that?
The places like the Sahara, like really big known deserts,
Yeah.
you can freeze at night and die.
Yeah, Gage in the background here. My brother Gage says that in the Sahara it drops so low, the temperature drops so low that you can actually freeze to death, and that's totally true. And I have no idea where I was going with all
Myrtle
this.
Myrtle says 70 degrees
There you
usual.
go. There you go. Thank you, Myrtle. So I'm not too far off with that. So, again, I have no idea where I was going with that.
What
Well,
is
on a
up
tangent,
with
it was
you?
gone. Like it was there, it was gone. Regardless, I don't think there are anything else that would be more of a big picture thing that plays into this haunted Hollywood sign. Besides the fact that a lot of weird stuff that are explainable, obviously, like murders, suicides happen here, which could harbor a lot of. Jennifer Berg says, "Hi, Gage."
Hi, Gage.
Hello. He says, "Hello."
Hello.
A lot of just human suffering happens here in one way or another, or has happened here.
Yeah.
So that is possibly playing into all the paranormal things that could be going on with Haunted Hollywood sign, especially when we have a focus of witnesses tending to see the same person, and that's kind of what we wanted to get at with the Peg Ent whistle. So. If you guys have any thoughts or theories or any other side stories that you know of that we didn't pick up on for this week, go ahead and add it in. Let us know. You can email us. You can post it in the group, Supernatural Tendencies group for this week. We do want to thank everybody for getting involved, for getting us likes, listens. We've absolutely spiked in the amount of people that have liked our Facebook page. We've gotten a few more people in the group. We want to get our reviews up. So if you haven't left a review on Apple or anything like that, please do that. If you have left one, show somebody else how to do it for us. If they like us or whatever, we're not telling you to fraudulently pirateer someone else's and then do it. Wink, wink. All I'm saying is if you could show them how to do it or what have you. Also, if you do not have the access to any of the Apple reviews, we will take a review on our podcast page. I think that you can do a rate and review kind of thing with our podcast page. Can you do that?
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Give us a rate and review on our Facebook page. So if you've already been over there to give us a like, take a few minutes for us and fill out. I don't think do they have a star?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've never actually used that functionality on Facebook, but I think we have a star rating on there too. Leave a little comment and review at the front of the page so anybody else who happens upon us can read your reviews. So we'll gladly take that as well. It's much appreciated. So
yes, very much. Thank you.
we do have some new things coming. Like I said, we're thinking about adding a third member in here. And as of now, he would have been added tonight. We have all the things to do it except the amount of inputs on our interface. So we have a Scarlett 2x2. For any of you who know any of the tech side of this, that's just the 2 XLR input interface. We're going to need to upgrade. So we are very, very close to upgrading that. And we can get him added in. It is my brother Gage. He wanted to do this, and he's going to add a dynamic to this that is crazy to say the least. So if you think my mom's craziness is enough.
Why did you throw that out at me? Are you for real right now?
Oh, boy.
Gage is way worse than I
That's
am.
what I'm saying.
I love you.
He's going to exponentially make this show kookier.
Yeah.
So, if we weren't kooky enough already.
My face would go numb.
Do you have anything
I can
else?
already tell you how this is going to go. We're going to spend the whole show explaining it to Gage.
Probably.
And he'll be the one that wrote the script.
Yes.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
see that. Like it happened today. I mean, I didn't realize that we had a 10-minute script. If I would have, then maybe we could have done something. But she doesn't let me know these things. Everybody just inundate her Facebook pages with communication telling her to communicate.
It was
with
on
me.
the Google Drive. Like you could have went and checked it out at any point today along the lines, and then you would have been updated. I'm sorry, I was busy. I was out fighting the crowds at Walmart.
Why did you even try?
Because we needed pop.
Oh, really? We needed soda pop. So
we have toilet paper. Ran slap out of pop though. No, they canceled that.
Did they really?
Yeah, they're not doing that now.
Seems like the safer way to do it.
Yeah, and they're not going to. They're going to start. All the places around here are going to start limiting products.
That's crazy. All right, so we're not going to talk about it, right? So we're going to cut it off right now. So do you have anything else to add to this?
I do not, sir. I do not.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so we do have a few things coming down the pipe still with you. We're still working on some ideas on how to implement those ideas. We do have I don't know if we're actually going to get a merch store up and running. If anybody would like merch, if any of the people who come every week would like a T-shirt or something, let us know. I could probably get you one to help us promote. Thank you, because that's the name of the game now. We think we got a decent show. When compared to other shows, we're okay. But we think we got a decent enough show that we just need to get people to listen who like. Because I know, like I said, I listen to a bunch of podcasts every week, and I usually shout them out every week when I come upon them. This is not a starting podcast that I'm going to shout out now. They've been around a while. They do things fantastically. They're absolutely amazing writers, and they have other things going for them. But if you get the chance, check out the Kryptonaut podcast, because those guys blow us out of the water in what they do. They have the perfect amount of resources and the perfect writing skills to be able to do it. So if you get bored and want something else to do, if you have nothing else to do for the next couple of weeks, wink, wink, go ahead.
Lexi Richard wants merch.
Oh, Lexi, let me know. Get at us. Get at her or me. I don't care. We do have just about any color you probably want.
You can get T-shirts. We can do hoodies, whatever you want.
What you should do for me,
what you want.
What you should do for me actually is repost those donation pages for the shirts that we were doing a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Just to give the reference on what they're going to look like vaguely. We could do hoodies.
Sure.
I could do probably zip ups and regular hoodies, and then T-shirts of varying colors. So if you guys would want anything, let us know. We're not sure of prices yet. Everything's going to go back into the tech side of this. We stated from the beginning that at least as of now, we don't really want to make an income out of this, which unfortunately directly affects how much research time we can.
Oh yeah, we got to send Jen and Trista their hoodies.
Yep, and I'm gonna put in an order for them because I don't know if I'm gonna do a bulk or how. Technically, if we order bulk, it's gonna be the best price for everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have a bunch of bulk shirts sitting around for. I think we have our average listenership of 70 across our podcast platforms, and probably a significant number less than that would actually want to buy some merch. So if we get enough, I will buy some. If not, I'm just going to do it probably one off here, one off there. So that makes it a little kind of difficult to plan.
Trista, Jennifer, you guys, Trista messaged me with your sizes.
Yeah, I need those for sure.
Yeah, and I will get those out to you. Because I got some more stuff I wanted to send to you too.
Yeah, so if anybody wants any merch, let us know. It will be, like I said, I was carrying on with this. We want to reiterate that this is still a hobby for us. We do hold down full-time jobs. I worked quite a number of hours this week. So this is our priority in our hobbies, but not priority in our life. We love doing it, and we love that you guys like to hang out with us and listen to us too. But as of now, a lot of other podcasts do it better simply because they have the time to devote to it.
Yeah.
And so we have to work on our schedules. That's how we put food on the table. And so sometimes our topics aren't as well researched as they should be, or as
were you digging that at me?
No, because I've done it too.
Because
I've done it too.
I will throw Oscar at you.
But that has to happen in order for us to keep this as a hobby. So until we go full-fledged with this and actually get sponsorships and we have a revenue stream rolling in to make it a full-time thing, I do not want to bombard all of our listenership with commercials or ads or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be so beneficial to us that we can make this our life, that we can make each show the absolute best we can make it. And as of now, the best we can make it has a limit. So we try our best, and we're getting there. We're getting there. Yep, we're glad that you're here, and we're glad that you enjoy it. We love the feedback. Trista has harassed me for a shirt. I told her I would do it. And
no, you said that I think it was the last week's show, might have been the one before that, where you said that she harasses you all the time.
Well, she does, yeah. It's fine.
It's fine.
So again, if you wish to help us in some way and you don't want to help us financially with buying something or put in a donation, we don't care about that. The way you can help us, I fought my thing. The way you can help us, absolutely money free, is by rating and reviewing us on any podcast platform, subscribing to our YouTube, passing us around to your friends. It costs you no money, and it helps us tremendously. So again, for all of you who have done that so far, we're so appreciative. You can't even imagine, and we cannot convey that enough how appreciative we are of you and the work you've done so far. So, like I said, if you don't want to shuck out any money, we totally understand. Help us out by giving us a like and review, and you mean the world to us. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that's it.
All right, I think that's about it then.
That's it. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we will see you.
And I see your booze, Joe. I see the booze. So take it back. take it back, Joe. If not, okay. See you guys later.
Bye.